day one of what seems to be a nightmare, and a lot of my projects seem to be, and I do a lot of things. I do damn near everything all alone, and you guys know that. And I'm not trying to be a victim. It's just that, like, the reason why I'm able to do a lot of these projects, I figure out what needs to be done, and then I think about it systematically. So, in today's video, I need to get these two tanks ready to move. I cannot move them alone. They weigh about 400 pounds, 300 pounds empty, and they're glass. If it was acrylic, I can move around big tanks. You watch me do the 375 all by myself all the time, but I have no real worry about like bumping it or cracking it. But with glass 180s, minimum 2 people, probably 4. I guess I should add that, like, since I built everything, I know how it comes apart because I put it all together. But so I want to put the 375 up on a stand that I got to build up against that wall. But these tanks are in the way and these tanks are in the way. So they're just going to get moved out of the way. The downside is this has fish in it. So not only do I got to make sure that they're okay, I also know that it's going to, I can't put them in buckets for like 3 days. So I got to have like a plan. And we're going to have to move them. We have to move this entire saltwater contents, which is not that bad because at least it's bare bottom. At least it's just plants. And it only has 3 fish and a couple invertebrates. But my priority, of course, is the fish. Make sure they're fine. I do have a game plan, but we should probably get them ready. They're going in this tank for the time being. These plants are just kind of jammed back there for right now. The filter that we're going to use is already on that. But if you guys don't remember, these tanks are drilled. I drilled them previously. I built these entire tanks, the stands, etc. But I also drilled holes in them. That's a 2-inch hole over there and like probably a 3/4 inch, 1-inch hole right here. And hopefully I don't have to say it, but I will anyways. If I fill this tank with those massive holes in it, it's going to leak. So I'm going to put these bulkheads back in, and this will give us a couple extra inches and be able to fill it up a little bit more. It'll stop it from like leaking and whatnot. These are the cords for it. Dude, I'm gonna have to drain this tank. It's filled with waste. The plan is to put their cycled filter on it, drain water from their tank to here, and put the fish in, and that will buy me a few days. This is just gonna buy me some time. I'm not worried about the appearance or whatever. I am worried about the smell though. That is, it smells like a turtle tank, like a dirty turtle tank. That's fine for now, and I think that I'll just take the canister filter piping and put it up over the side here. Always, when you're moving tanks, I should, Tamara was around when I was like, how I drain tanks and what I do. And I was like, man, I should be filming all these like silly little tips, but when I'm draining a tank and I'm trying to get the like last bit of water out, one thing that I do is I put this up. I'm just gonna show you. I go ahead and I get a towel. You guys probably do this. I wonder if you guys do this. I don't know. I never really watch anybody else's videos or whatever. I put a towel like this. I toss it under the tank. So now all the water's on that other side. And I drain it. You could do it with glass tanks too. It could be a little more difficult with glass tanks because they could be a little heavier. And then I could just suck out that water, that last remaining water, because it's no fun moving a tank with water sloshing around in it. And as it's filling, and well, I gotta clean it. As that one's doing that, I can remove the rest of that wall barrier thing. Man, I can't wait to do this. I don't know how I got away with this and you guys let me. See how I'm like blaming you guys for everything? Relatively simple move. I will begin the siphon by putting this in here, filling the tube with water, raising it above the water surface until it starts to flow, followed by putting it back under the water, and then I'm not over here sucking on a tube, which is the end goal. Unplug you, and unplug you. No more water flow. So long as this tank's lower than that tank, and or that water surface is lower than the output of the hose, it's going to drain. How am I going to clean this tank? This is filthy. Oh, I can use paper towel. Obviously, paper towel is not ideal to do this, but I just Want to get this caked on. Well, it started to dry. It's just mulm and whatnot drying in the tank. The downside about having these full braces is like it can be hard to clean the tank at times. I'm adding water to it now because this is only 70 gallons and that's a 180 gallon. It's fine. I'll mix more salt water later to fill up the tank once it's done. It could use a big water change, not a big deal. Yeah, paper towel is okay to do this with, but it's got to be like the good stuff. Like the stuff Mom never used to get. My mom used to get the cheapest paper towel, if paper towel existed, because only rich people buy paper towel. Ain't that the truth? Like, literally, I always used to think people that if somebody had paper towel when I was a kid, I always thought they were rich. Little stupid stuff like that. Paper towel is expensive though. Defrost my steps. If you pay attention to when you're sucking the hose, only suck it till it gets to here, right around the top, or starts to hit this cusp, and then you don't get a mouthful of salt water. That is that. You know your fish keeper where you just have like rock outside your door to use to hold the hose. I could have did a better job cleaning this. So that's one thing that I like to do is multitask. I just keep it moving. Keep it moving. It doesn't matter if the next thing you're doing is substantial or a lot of work. You just have to keep moving and haul a camera around with you and make sure the audio and lighting's okay and you're saying the right things. No, you'll never have to do that, but I gotta do it this way, or I gotta get used to filming all this stuff again, because there's a moment in time when I was like, I don't know if I want to make videos anymore. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that like I was just making videos just to make videos. Some of you called me out on it, and you weren't wrong. It was just like I was just bored. I didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't want to talk about the things you're talking about or show the things I was showing. Man, this is we're entering a different beast. There was Joey version 1.0, which was before the gallery. Joey version 2.0 was during the gallery. And now we're doing 3.0, where Joey is going back to version 1, but he has the gallery. Oh, Joey version 1.2. 1.1. I don't know if all videos will be filmed like this. Maybe I'll do better at editing and make it flashier and stuff, but I also might not. I don't think I need to do that for you guys, to be fair. Makes it more enjoyable and the editing's fun, et cetera, because I've done it. I was pretty much the first person to like popularize aquarium vlogging, and now literally everybody does it. There's no other way to do an aquarium video, but is there? I think that we can go back to like sitting in front of our tanks and doing like mundane educational stuff, because if it keeps going the way it's going in terms of YouTube, like the history, or I'm sorry, the future of the hobby is bleak. We have to continue to be educational. Uh-oh, that's not good. It's fine, nothing's gonna happen, but if I kept pulling at it, it was gonna tumble, and I don't know the end result of what might have happened. Now what? I got nowhere to put it. Oh, I guess I could stand it up. Do you guys want me to make videos like this? Do you want to come along with me, or do you want me to do something more flashy like I used to do? Man, it's opened up in here. So cool. Cleanup's always fun. You guys never have to join me for that. Basically what I do is I put a tarp outside and I pile everything on it, and then 2 to 3 times a year I get a massive dumpster. I should get my shop back, but it's still in the basement and I don't want to wake anybody up. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning right now. It's in my basement because my basement flooded again. Not because of me, because of plumbers. But it's just a coincidence, they said. It's unfortunate that this here is going to be like a holding tank, but it's only for like, you know what, it might only be for the night. I can get that tank stand built and the fish back tomorrow, I think, maybe. Or the next day, we'll see, but we'll be filming that as well. Okay, filter. Oh no, I can't move the filter out of here. I guess I could break this apart. I just need this tank to be running. Oh, lovely. I just need this tank to be running with cycled filtration. I don't need it to be. It's a holding tank for 2 days. No, leak everywhere. It's fine. Don't stay in the hose. Just go wherever you want there. You're gonna have to go over here somehow. Suck onto that. Yeah, suck on that. This is gonna take forever. Well, as that continues to drain and fill this tank, I don't want to wait. I don't want to move any of the rock or anything else until this is half full. I need somebody to hold the camera for me. Tamara, you're gonna have to start doing this with me. We got too much to do and I don't want to be cameraman. I want to leave that in too because I think she watches the videos sometimes. Yeah, I think that's enough water. We have to deal with the water displacement as well from the rocks. So I'm gonna start adding the rocks in as it's filling, and hopefully I've measured it correctly in terms of, like, you know, rocks to how much water we've placed in it so far. It's technically just a guessing game. Where's my stool? I need a smaller stool than this. I can't be hauling around a ladder just to gain a few inches of height. The plan is just to jam them all in though. Like, I'm not going crazy with, like, I gotta make sure I don't get stung though. Again, I need somebody to film this. I got to worry about the animals and make sure everybody's safe and whatnot, and so I can't. Oh man, I am so proud of my algae. I'm so good at growing it, man. So again, we're just gonna chuck it in. The temperature's the same, the filter's the same, the lighting's going to be the same. It won't be as intense, but again, 2 days. I shouldn't even have the lights on. I mean, really. This is a nice one too. I'd love to see like an aquascaper, somebody that knows the rule of thirds and all that stuff. Like, truly give a nice hand at a planted saltwater tank, because the gobies, the shrimp, oh man, there's so many cool fish that you can have. And it's such an easy tank to take care of. My water quality is great. Clearly, it's displayed in the fish. The macroalgae are taking care of nitrates and whatnot. I'm running it like a freshwater aquarium, and are we recording? And that is an incredibly important thing that I gotta mention is, like, I'm not running this with expensive equipment. Do you guys want to know how to convert fresh to salt or salt to fresh? It's not that hard. Clean it, and that's pretty much it. These days we have protein skimmers, we have reactors, we have the ability to add in more technology. Man, I gotta make sure these guys don't sting me. You guys gotta remember that lionfish are venomous. We gotta be careful. Okay. This isn't so bad. I mean, all of that in there is, like, pretty darn insane. We're getting close to water level. I'd like to have as much water in there as possible just for dilution. But again, it's 2-3 days. I'm going overboard. Let's do lionfish. I'll give you guys a closer look. Sorry there's not a bunch of studio lights and stuff. They're all packed away. I haven't really been breaking out a lot of my equipment. I have such nice lights and nice cameras and nice microphones and stuff, and I do the least. Well, there you guys are. I was wondering where you went. Funny thing about cleaner shrimp is they jump a lot, but they do really well with lionfish, believe it or not. Clearly mine are too small to eat them. I think that will pose an issue in, like, probably 2 years, but cleaner shrimp are nearing the end of their lives, so I bought really big ones knowing that I get a good immediate impact for video. Here comes a lionfish. However, I also knew that I'd not have a tremendous amount of time with them. But a shrimp tank is just absolutely phenomenal. Now you'll look and see how easy it is. Well, maybe you can't see from over there, but how easy it is for me to catch fish. And a lot of the times it's just because, and to add them back in, I mean, he's got venomous spines, and these guys are right back in. A lot of the times it's just slow movements, and you get the fish darn near every time. So we're essentially filming live, and you guys haven't seen me struggle or chase once. So now we're moving a puffer fish, which you're not supposed to move out of the water. I think a lot of people like to present different information because it's groundbreaking or something, but I mean, I don't know how many other YouTubers are out there that have kept as many species of puffers that, like I have, fresh as well as salt, and literally always move them with a net. And, you know, so long as you're not playing around with them, poking them, making them feel threatened, you're fine. I like to use a large net to cast over them almost and catch them so easily and simply move them. They're out of the water for a couple of minutes. Is it harmful to them if they puff up? Literally what they do. I've posted videos and shown at several times where pufferfish will almost exercise that ability, where they'll suck in water and or air and then spit it all out. It's incredible to see, but it's even more incredible to like capture on camera. This isn't that bad of a tank. I'm going to be abundantly honest and say that like I kind of want to see them in this tank for a while and grow them out, but we'll stick to the 180. This is a cool tank. Can you guys see what I'm looking at? Yeah, so these guys are already active, swimming around. They're not harmed in absolutely any way. The pufferfish is over, or Dwight's over there swimming around. Lionfish was just swimming around. Everybody's fine. It's shocking to them because clearly I just took them from their home and walked them 20 feet over here, but that was it. Same water that was in that tank is now in this tank. It's still filling up, same filtration, same rock, same everything. Essentially, I did almost like a gravel vacuum without replacing any water. Now, the next time we fill a 180, I'm going to pump this water into it and mix new water, and it'll just be like a big water change, so everybody should be fine. With that said, next thing I have to do here is, of course, continue to drain this tank, fill that up, just drain it to the bottom. Unfortunately, it's gonna have to go outside. I hate wasting salt water because it's so darn expensive to mix. Take these lights down, and then, you know, in a day or two when I get some help, move this tank and move that tank, build a rack, put the tanks on the rack, and then put the fish in it. We're talking putting all the discus, which are sleeping, and all the saltwater people, all the saltwater fish. I gotta stop calling fish people. I already know it's weird what I do. Do you know how hard it is and difficult it is for me to explain what I do? I have two options. I can say, oh, when they're like, what do you do? Like, I can talk about a lot of things and a lot of other things that I do, but I always talk about what I'm most proud of, which is YouTube and my hobby. So I have two options. I can say I'm a YouTuber, which opens up a whole can of worms, or the other option is I built a building beside my house and filled it with fish tanks. Either way, I'm a nerd. Luckily, I got Tamara before she knew about YouTube or anything. And then once she found out, it was too late. I need a t-shirt that just says, I'm a fish keeper, or something like that. I need something high visibility. DIY fish keeper doesn't do it enough. Like this shirt doesn't do it enough. People's like, oh, what's that mean? But they don't, like, I need something where they're like, oh, okay, stay away from him because I know he's gonna talk about fish. Because once you talk to one, you've talked to us all. We just want to talk about fish. And it's 3 o'clock in the morning, I believe. Luke says it's 3:13 in the morning on a Friday, March 24th. It's time for bed. Again, I'll probably be another 20-30 minutes draining this, clean it all up, and get ready for the move and building that racking system. I estimate that should take 2 to 3 hours. And once that's built, I'll work on those in another video and moving the 375. It sounds like a lot. It sounds like a nightmare. I love this stuff. I love doing it. I love every moment of it. But I also envision the end result. I envision sitting at that Frontosa table, and I look over and I see my group of stingrays that I've had for like 6 years, and maybe they produce pups. They're going to. I just got to target feed them and condition them. They can't be conditioned in this tank. Everybody's just eating the food. And I have two options. I can overfeed or just feed enough, or it's just, I need to have them in a tank if I'm going to breed them. I look to my right and I see, or well, probably my left, and I see the planted discus tank and my saltwater tank. I turn around and we're confronted by the 2000. And then this big void open space where we're building 9 tanks of different sizes. Walk into here, oh my. And then I'm like, oh yeah, let's check on the breeding tanks because of the 12 new breeding tanks we're putting in there. Tons of projects to do. Tons of interesting, fascinating, and positively promoting the hobby is about to come. I think I'm excited. I'm impassioned. Like I said, though, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, though. Yeah, I'm getting bags under my eyes. Darn it. I turned this on so we can have more lighting. Okay, that's it. That's it. This is why I'm going on Twitch and I'm doing live videos. I'm going to be streaming for like 20 to 40 hours a month, several times a week. I think at times I'm going to put cameras that we can switch just randomly. You can always hear me, but the cameras are just rolling and I'm doing my own thing. And maybe I am making a YouTube video, or maybe I'm just taking care of tanks, or maybe we're just talking, or whatever the case might be. I'll leave a link in the description. Follow me on there. I'm already verified. I haven't even uploaded anything. By the time you see this, maybe I have already started, but come join me on there. I want to try it. I want to see where we can go with that in terms of live videos and like the interaction and the like the I don't even know what they're called, like ads, not ads, like the additives, no. The applications that you can like have in the stream and geez, I forget what they're called. But I'm excited and likely put the podcast on there as well, do it live, and then put it on YouTube afterwards, after it's been recorded and whatnot. But yeah, look forward to all that stuff. I think this video's been long enough. But if you guys like these types of videos, I like experimenting and trying things. If you like me making videos like this in terms of like, it'd be a lot better if I had a cameraman or camera woman. But if you like me just doing what I'm doing and building what I'm building, let me know. If you want it to be glorified, I find it harder to teach that way because you're looking for the best, more exciting shot. And like, to be fair, I could have glorified catching the lionfish and they're venomous and I gotta be careful and play dramatic music. It's just real life isn't kind of like that, but it does hook the viewer and I understand. So let me know what you guys want to see because I'm just excited to bring you guys along. God, this tank's beautiful. I can't get over the moss. I am so into moss. I'm in a relationship with moss. Joey Moss Mullen. Okay, that's enough. It's late and I'm getting weird. See you guys in the next video, hopefully.